For a closer look at what's been happening in Egypt, I'm joined by Raymond Tanter, adjunct scholar at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. As always, welcome back to the show, Raymond. You know, we've seen some of the most violent protests yet since Morsi was pushed out of office. And there have been accusations leveled against the Egyptian military that they're to blame for the deaths of peaceful protesters, meaning some of those Morsi supporters. If it's true, are they really showing the world that Egypt is in a better situation than before?
Well, Elaine, the chaos, the crisis in Egypt reminds me of the phrase, be careful for what you wish because you may just get it. The Egyptian people revolted in 2011 and then in 2013. And what happened? It just happened that the military has come back to seize the revolution. First, the Islamists got the revolution or seized the revolution with the ballot. And then the military moved in to seize the revolution. Moderates rarely sustain themselves in power. I've studied revolutions in history, and I wrote a book called Arab Rebels and Iranian Dissidents. And I find that if you think about 1917, Russia, the moderates, Kerensky, didn't fare well, and Stalin took over, and millions of people resulted. And in the Iranian Revolution of 1979, the moderates lost out as well.
So are you saying now that Egypt is in a cycle that it cannot get out of?
Well, no, it can get out of it now. Once it has its third revolution.
So it needs one more revolution?
It needs one more revolution, just like you have 1789 France, 1848 France, and then you had 1989 revolutions throughout Europe that ousted the communist autocrats.
So what's going to happen to get to this third revolution now?
Well, the moderates will have to become a little tougher. Moderates do not a revolution make. That is, when you're too moderate, you don't have the wherewithal of the toughness. Like Morsi didn't compromise, but the moderates are going to have to be less moderate and tougher, and then put down the army, put it in its place. Otherwise, the army will continue to take over.
Are they organized enough, though, to put the army back in its place?
Not yet. But I think that the Islamists overreached. Now the army is overreaching, and therefore the moderates can come back for the third revolution.
Why aren't we hearing more from the interim president, Ali Mansour, in all of this? We're hearing from other lower-level leaders in this interim government. We're hearing from the army general, but we're not hearing from the person who's temporarily leading the country.
You said it when you said he's interim. He was appointed by General Sisi, the chief of staff of the army. So the interim political head of state or chief is not a political player in this enterprise.
But don't you think there needs to be something to be done to calm the situation there for the ordinary Egyptians who are not protesting? They can't get on with their life right now.
The ordinary Egyptians are called now the couch potatoes. They're watching the revolution on television. They are the ones, Elaine, who will lead the third revolution.
All right, Raymond Tanter, as always, we appreciate your time and your insight. We're going to see about that third revolution.